Welcome back to the Nacho Kids Podcast.
Yes, welcome back.
All right, David, what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about a recent conversation that I had with one of my kids.
Okay.
and
I'm scared.
I'm going to talk about the difference between then and now. So we've talked about it before. One of the kids is moving back in. They're the short of it is they're moving back in because their lease is up on an apartment and they're wanting to buy a house. And so we offered to have them move back in for a period of time so they can stack some cash and try to get into a home. Okay. So he comes to me.
Well, we offered that.
Yeah. So we offered initially and all that was going well. Then he decided that he was going to go instead of moving in with his mom because it was closer to where he was working at the time.
Yeah. It was about the same distance, but she doesn't have dogs.
Right.
Right.
Logistically easier. And I don't disagree with him at all. It would be logistically easier in a lot of different ways.
Yes. So many.
So I agree from a logistic standpoint that him moving in with his mom when he was stationed at that particular location would have made better sense. Plus, you don't have to deal with the dogs. You don't have to deal with our granddaughter having stairs to navigate because she would just go up and down the steps. And she's already tumbled once, but that doesn't stop her.
Nope.
So you've got all that going on. And short of it is the place he works for moved him to a different station. So now he's at a different location, which now is what, 30 to 45 minutes different drive?
30 minutes difference
Yeah.
to his mom's.
So
instead of an hour, it's an hour and a half one way.
Yeah. So he comes back to me and he's like, "So, Dad," that's how you already know that something's coming. So anyway, he wants to move back in. So here's where my response is different than it would have been
Different than it would have been
when we were having blending problems.
or really when he was here the first time, right? I mean, before they moved out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my response to him was, "I don't have a problem with it, son, but let me talk with Lori because I'm not sure how she feels about it."
And that translates to let me throw my wife, also known as your stepmom, under the bus. Now, before you wouldn't have done that because why?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. One, y'all didn't have a good relationship. You didn't have a good relationship with any of them. I would have only put you in. I would only put you in areas where you were already set up to win.
Right. Now, saying I didn't have a good relationship with them, that was the first year of nachoing. After that, we started building a relationship, but it still wasn't enough for you
Yeah.
to be able to say that.
No, I wouldn't have said that. Honestly, part of it is, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding rude.
Say it anyway.
Part of it is I don't need your approval on that.
Excuse me?
I don't.
Okay. This will be a longer podcast than you thought.
And
Let me write
I
this
say-
down. He don't need my permission.
I say that because
Need my
let
permission.
me qualify that comment.
You better.
I say that because we've already had that discussion. We had that discussion years ago. Like if your kid ever needs to move back in, we're okay with it. If he ever needs to move back in, plus we've already done it before. Anyway, I knew
Yeah,
you
with two of your kids.
Yeah.
I've only got one, so I've already met my quota.
I'm
I've let two of yours move back in. Well, actually, Ethan has too. So 3 of them have moved back in. And the only reason I wouldn't say no that they couldn't move in was because if something ever happened and Jackson needed to move back in, I wouldn't want you to go, well, you wouldn't let so-and-so. So I'm good. I can say no to him now. I just realized this. I'm so excited.
I would say that I am saying if I thought there was even a 0.01% chance that it would be a problem with you, I would have had a conversation with you about it.
Let's clarify problem.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think anybody's excited about the situation. I know the girlfriend's not. She don't want to live with nobody.
No, I don't think he wants to move back in. He's
Right.
doing it for a purpose.
Right.
And it's like,
And that's why we're allowing it.
you're right.
It's not for the purpose of him to mooch off of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the purpose of him getting reestablished.
So he don't move back in again.
Yes, so he don't move back in again. Because when he came out of the military, his plans kind of fell through.
Yep.
So I have expressed this to you and to him. I have some anxiety about it.
Well, I do too. And it's not around him necessarily. It's just around everything else. Like
Well-
we have a lot going on here all the time because we got Jackson's here. He works his internship from home.
I'm going to school
He
full time.
goes to school from home. And so there are times of the day where he needs quiet.
Mm-hmm.
We record these podcasts from home. We need quiet. I'm on business calls all day. It needs to be quiet. So there's a lot of that going on. Now, he's not here during the day through most of that. But if his girlfriend and daughter come,
When they come.
and they're here all day long,
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to say, keep your 2-year-old quiet all day.
She's 3.
3-year-old quiet all day. That's right. She did just turn 3. It's not easy, and it's not easy for a number of reasons. But anyway.
I remember when we first discussed this. And I told you that my concern with everybody moving back in here was Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want Jackson to be like, oh, heck no, I'm moving out. This is too much.
Right.
And that was my biggest concern, because no matter what, if Jackson did come to me and say, I can't handle all these people here, I'm moving out, then I would have big time resentment towards Ethan and Chantel. Not baby Layla, but I would have resentment towards them, because in my mind, it would be, you made my son move out and I wasn't ready for it.
You're never going to be ready for it.
I'm never going to be ready for it, but he needs to be ready for it.
I think he's more ready for it than you know.
I think he is too, but
I think the only reason he hasn't done it is financial. And it's not because he hates being here. He's just at that age where he just wants to be out and have his independence, even though he has a tremendous amount of independence here. But I get it.
Yeah. So I get it too, but I've told him before, stay here and stack cash as long as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you move out, those bills don't stop. Ever. Once you, really.
I know.
Once you move out and you're paying all this stuff on your own, that's it.
Well, he gets the benefit.
Well, unless you move back in.
He gets the benefit of watching his 4 stepbrothers move out and all the fun that comes with that. He's the lucky one. He's the one that doesn't have to go out into the shark-infested water first.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. He's got to be looking at this and going, yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that.
So one of my biggest things with people moving back in with us is making sure the dogs don't aggravate them.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that they don't let the kid run around with food, because the dog will get their food.
Yeah.
And also making sure that I'm not in the way if they need to wash clothes or the dishes or whatever. There's a lot to this. It's like,
it's hard enough for me to even get to the laundry sometimes.
Right. It's almost like a worse blend.
Yeah. Well, it's not just adding one person, you're adding 3.
Right. Well, one's bad enough because Ethan. He is, y'all. That youngin'. God love him. Always spills coffee on the floor. Always. I don't know how. Yep. And instead of filling up his water jug for work out of the refrigerator, he takes 3 bottled waters, and pours them in there. Put that on your list to talk about. But now we did sit down with them and set some ground rules. And basically the ground rules are, don't cause more work for us.
Yeah.
Don't cause us to spend more money. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it all boils down to this. Me helping you should not hurt me.
Yep. Now, I need to find, I got some ashwagandha the other day. So we're going to see if that helps any because I am already feeling anxious about it. Because we've got, what, 10 days before Ethan moves in, which
Yeah.
really Ethan's not that big of a thing. But if it was 3 Ethans or even 2 Ethans, just more people, it's harder, right?
Yeah.
And I love Chantel and I love baby Layla.
I mean, for me,
It has nothing to do with love.
No, anybody. To me, anybody who moves in or comes to visit after about 3 days, I'm ready for them to move on.
What's that saying? Guests are like fish; they start to smell after 3 days, or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it would be different if you and I worked outside of the home because everybody would leave during the day and they would all come back in the evening.
Yeah, and then we'd come back and we'd be complaining about the mess that was made while we were gone.
Now I'm talking about everybody gone.
Oh, everybody.
Everybody.
Oh yeah, that'd be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have no anxiety around it simply
Really?
because no, I'm past that. Like I'm resigned myself to say it is what it is, and I think I've laid the ground rules and I've set proper expectations.
Well, I was talking to Claudette about it, and she said, "Well, maybe after 3 months, y'all can sit down and talk about how things are going."
3 months. How
That's
about
what
3
I
days?
said. That's what I said. I said every week is more like it. Actually, I said every day. She said that's a bit much. I said I agree with that, and I said, but every week.
3 months? No, that's way too long.
Yeah, because it needs to be. I mean, we're going to have to address things. For
Yeah.
instance, if it's really cold outside, you can't leave my puppies outside more than 20 minutes when it's really cold. If they're pawing at the back door, don't just stand there and look at them. They might need to go pee pee. Let them out.
Yeah, they're telling you something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make your child go to bed at ease. I'm kidding.
I think it's when you're talking about those types of feedback loops, the more frequent they can be, the better.
And it's communication.
Yeah.
And
So if you're going to let's say you're going to wait a week, that means that you're going to let something gnaw at you for a week before you bring it up.
Possibly. But you don't want to do every day because then, I don't know, because then they'll be like, we got to get out of here.
Maybe
I don't
that's
think
good.
about that. But no, you don't want to do it every day because then it's going to feel like nagging and they're going to be stressed. And then them being stressed going to make me stressed. And it's just a whole cycle. But, it's one of those things where it's how you say it.
Oh, yeah.
So, say for instance, I'm on the phone, I'm on a call, I hear the dog hitting the bell, I hear one of the people in the kitchen, Ethan or Chantel, whoever, and I'm like, would somebody let the dog out?
Who let the dog?
Yeah. So finally, it needs to be addressed. And it can be, I could say, hey, did you not see the dog or hear the dog ringing the bell? That means they want out.
Yeah, that's rude.
Right. Or I could say, hey, a lot of times when the dogs ring the bell, they don't just want treats. They need to go pee. So can you let them
help me out?
Yeah.
Can you help me out by letting the dogs out?
Yeah. Because we do have one dog that rings the bell,
Constantly.
goes out, turns around and comes back in because she thinks she gets a treat every time. And she doesn't. So I don't know why she thinks
But
that.
she only does that when people are standing there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be an adjustment.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I definitely don't want them to prematurely move out and then
Struggle.
yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing is trying to give them an opportunity to get on better footing because if you've got younger adults, it's tough right now. It's tough.
It's tougher than it was when we were growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, not unemployment, but what do you call it? Your base pay, your minimum wage. I know minimum wages went up a little bit, but it hasn't went up to compensate for the increase in housing and things like that.
Yeah.
Because when I had Jackson,
either way.
when I had Jackson, I was able to build me a house and pay for it and a car payment and everything else on one income.
Yeah.
You can't do that now. You lucky if you can get a decent house on 2 incomes.
Yeah.
And being a young adult.
Yep.
What were you going to say?
I'm just thinking about minimum wage whenever I was around their age. I mean, I think it's minimum wage has come up quite a bit.
It probably has doubled since then.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely doubled.
But anyway,
But so has the cost of everything else. Cost of everything else tripled. So I don't know.
we do need to make sure that the Wi-Fi picks up really well in the garage because I have a feeling I'm going to be there a lot. And that the understanding is if I'm in the garage, not to disturb me. But see, here's the thing with that.
Well, if I'm in the garage, I don't want you in the garage.
You're going to be up here. You already have your place to hide. I don't see you at all. But the thing about that is, and here's where it comes again with your kid versus the stepkid.
Mm-hmm.
If I was working and Jackson came out there and bothered me,
what you need, baby?
it would not have the same impact as if it was
Nope.
Ethan or Chantel. It wouldn't.
But that's a good litmus test for you. But now, of course, people without bio kids, a little bit harder to do. But like if
what if it was your kid? We don't like that because it ain't my kid. He ain't my kid.
No, he ain't your kid. The question is not what if it was your kid, but would you feel the same way?
No.
And then that's the answer, no. So the next question is what makes you feel this way, or is it appropriate that you feel this way?
Yes.
About the other one.
Yes, because they're not my kid. It's appropriate. It's justified.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, it means I need to reevaluate. Mm-hmm. And it may need to be where I have to say, Jackson, I can't let you come out there and interrupt me and then fuss at them when they.
That's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair. So we might have to put a working or do not disturb sign on the door out there.
I mean, usually things are worse in our heads than they end up being.
I don't know.
Usually. Now, sometimes things are definitely worse in reality.
Because I have to say, yeah, we have had a time where somebody came back was worse than what was in my head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does happen. Like our marriage was definitely not what either one of us thought it would be.
No.
It was definitely a lot worse than
it was better. Obviously. Yeah. So the important thing is going to be for us to communicate with them and them to communicate with us. But one thing, David, that we are going to all have to sit down and discuss is I am not to be asked what's for dinner. Y'all want to see me flip out? Let one of these people ask me what.
But nobody's asking you, what are you cooking for dinner?
That's what I hear.
But nobody's asking you
when
that.
somebody says what's for dinner, that means, Lori, it's your responsibility to figure out what's for dinner. For 4 grown adults, 5, however many. No, it's not my responsibility. Eat an Eggo.
I take it as, number one, is anybody cooking? Because, like for me, like, okay, if you don't want to cook, that's fine. But I just want to know, do I need to be thinking about?
I never want to cook. So that's number one.
But that doesn't mean you don't. Okay, but that doesn't mean you don't do it.
Okay.
Or you've already bought stuff to do it, and so we don't want to throw food away.
Right.
So I don't want to go, hey, we're gonna go to Chick-fil-A tonight for dinner, and you're like, well, I spent $40 on this food we need to eat. I don't want to throw all that food away.
I wouldn't. I'd just say I slap it in the freezer.
Anyway, for some reason our freezer is like out of sight, out of mind.
I ate something out of there the other day. An Eggo.
Oh, I got some ice cream in the freezer. I need to go get it.
I do too.
Anyway, I'm telling you, out of sight, out of mind. I actually let ice cream go bad in the freezer because I forgot it was in there. It is. It's out of sight, out of mind.
The same thing with stuff in the refrigerator that's behind other stuff.
I know. Anyway,
I know.
We're chasing a different rabbit now.
Yeah, but we really do need to address the dinner thing, and we'll let y'all know what we come up with that because, really, I don't want to clean up after people cooking. I don't want to be responsible for cooking for everybody. I don't even want to be responsible for saying we're eating Bojangles tonight.
I think the best thing to do is go ahead and sit down and say, let's go ahead and divvy up some responsibilities. These are the nights that we're responsible for food or clean up. These are the nights you're responsible for food or clean up. whatever that looks like. This night is free for all. Do whatever you want to do. Don't care.
All right. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are free for all. Saturday is pizza.
Oh, no, I'm not doing
And
that.
Sunday is Cromer's Cafe.
Not doing it. Can't do it.
Yeah, you can.
No. All right, but we'll figure something out. I think that's a good way to do it.
I don't.
Okay. But then I guess
I do not. Listen, Linda. Listen. I do not want to have to cook ever. So
Okay.
if you want to put your name as being responsible for cooking, have at it.
So what I hear is, if anybody out there would love to apply for a position as a chef, cook / housekeeper / what do they call them nowadays? House manager. We need a house manager. Let me know.
We need something.
Yeah, we need something.
We need something.
So we'll have to outsource most of Lori's responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. And then there's
I can't believe you agreed to that.
what?
I thought that was a jab. You didn't even take it that bad.
I don't even care.
Because I said Lori's responsibilities. I absolutely thought you were gonna be like, "What do you mean my responsibility?"
Because they do.
All right. So see,
That's
folks,
like-
I was pushing her buttons, and
That's like that fair play game.
okay.
If we sat down and we wrote down or divvied up the cards as to what fell as my responsibilities and what fell as yours, my stack's a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yep.
But that game is rigged.
It is not rigged.
It is.
It is not.
It is.
How's it rigged?
Well, number one, it's rigged in a way that only looks at household responsibilities.
Nah, that's not
And-
true.
And it doesn't prioritize or weigh them properly. It doesn't do it at all. It's just like,
That's because
Here's a-
everybody has the same amount of time in a day.
here's a card for a task. I'm like, okay. But this task is 5 minutes and my task is 8 hours. So, okay.
No. No.
It is.
There's nothing in there that's 8 hours.
It's not fair. I'm just telling you.
It's saying that your 10 minutes is just as valuable as my 10 minutes.
Right. But it also doesn't take into consideration how much time certain things take.
Okay. So if I have 3 10-minute cards, that's 30 minutes.
They don't have 10 minutes on the cards.
No, but apparently we need to write them on there for it to make sense to you.
It has to. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Because there's productivity and there's busy work. And then
Well-
there's just nothing, like taking naps.
But, oh. I take naps so I don't end up in jail.
I didn't say you were taking naps.
I take naps, people. I take naps every day.
You don't end up in jail.
Well,
Nobody's here but your kid.
every day that I can. It's because of you, David. It's because of you. I need a break from you and the
I was
puppies,
going to say it's the
and-
dogs.
all this stuff. I just need a break, and that's how I take my breaks. And plus, my brain doesn't calm down. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Naps are really good for you. I'm ready for one now. Yay, excited.
So the main thing that you should take away from today's episode is, number one,
I don't
Clear-
like cooking.
clear communication is extremely important in a relationship. And being able to communicate not just effectively, but communicate in a way that is not harsh and moves the needle forward, not backwards.
Right. So healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you want it to be not only productive, but you want it to come across as almost like a business,
Mm-hmm.
but not like a mean boss.
I think some people need to be reminded that step kids don't always move out at 18 and never come back. And that your step parenting role doesn't just end when they turn 18 or when they move out. And it's like, oh, I'm good. I don't have to do this anymore. Can't wait till they turn 18. I can quit doing any of this.
Well, I think a lot of that is because people our age, you did move out at 18.
Mm-hmm.
You could do so fairly easily, right?
yeah.
But nowadays, like we talked about, it costs a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder for them to do that. So unless your stepkid is going into the military when they graduate high school, or they're going off to college, you're still going to have a kid around.
But you're still likely going to deal with that regardless. Because if they go into the military or even college, they're going to come back home for the summer, potentially if they're in college. They're going to potentially get out of the military at some point, and there's like this transition where they may need to move back in.
Yes, Lori and David's halfway house. If you have kids coming out of the military,
Send them over.
but they didn't have a plan when they came out, that's our job. That's what we're here for.
So there's all types of reasons, all kind of reasons for that. So just know, and I some of you are like, oh my gosh, my dreams have shattered.
Well, a lot of people look at it because child support ends.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But sometimes that doesn't end at 18 either. Some, it continues through college.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about something the other day when me and Holly were sitting outside and Daddy and all the firemen.
If you missed that episode.
Yeah. I was thinking, what are we going to do? Daddy's got to go back inside at some point, you know.
Chunk him in there. He's a canary in the coal mine.
And so
if Grandpa can survive, we all can.
So I was thinking, if something would have happened and he would not have been able to go back in that house, guess where he's coming?
To the old folks' home.
Here.
No.
To the halfway house.
No, we haven't talked about that.
Yes, we have. Don't even joke about that. Don't even joke about that.
Well, then Jackson has to move out. I can't deal with more than one of you Wilkins in here.
But yeah, you letting your hoodlum youngins bring in.
But that's my baby.
Yeah. So, and just for the record, when my dad was sick, David said we need to talk about, the options for your dad. And I said, he's not going in a nursing home. And he said, then that's not an option. So that was that discussion, which I was thankful for, because if you would have said, well, I think it's best he goes in a nursing home, me and you we would have had some.
No, because I don't want that for my parents either. And I'm certainly not going to sit here and say that won't happen, but that's going to be an absolute last resort.
Right.
For either of our parents.
Yeah.
So no, I don't, whatever it takes to avoid that. But if it comes down to it, like that's the better option for care, I don't see that being the case. But if that comes down to be the better option for care, then we'll have to make that determination at that time.
Yeah, because sometimes you need nurses.
But that's not going to be the first option.
No.
Or the second.
But Jackson, my wonderful son,
so he's going to put you in a home?
Has already told me as soon as he can, he's putting me in a home. In fact, on his graduation thank you cards, people that gave him money, he wrote, "Thank you so much. I'm putting this toward my mom's nursing home bill." Yeah, but I should have had more than one kid.
He's just pushing your buttons because I taught him so well.
Yeah. No. We just hope I die before you, because every time I ask him for help, he's like, "You got a whole husband."
Yeah, like I told you the other day, you got a whole son.
Yep. All right, folks. There we went down our rabbit trail. And guess what? Next week, or the next, one of them, we're going to talk about Valentine's Day, because it's coming up quickly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do need to talk about that. Like, we just got past Christmas, and now there's another doggone holiday. I got to buy you something.
For somebody to be disappointed on.
Yep, that's true.
Yep. We'll talk more about that
next time.
Or the next.
All right, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for watching if you're on YouTube. Oh, by the way, if you want to be interviewed for the podcast, we are taking interviews. So reach out to Lori contact us at nachokids.com. If you would like to be interviewed, talk about your blend. It can be anonymous, and we're not going to show you face and all that. So
it can be blended family related. It can be family court related. It can be parental alienation related. Any of that.
Yep. And as always, like, share, click subscribe, all that good stuff that helps us out, gets the reach out there. We appreciate it. Until
give us 5 stars.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Consider that as doing us a favor. We're going out there and doing this experiment of life called blending. And then letting you in on it. Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks again. See you next time. Till then, remember, life is good
when you nacho.